My name is Stephen Miller. I'm a grandson of a pastor. I was born and raised in Riverside, California. It's down south in the Inland Empire. Um, my life, I gave my life to Christ when I was 7, from 2 men walking up to my door with tuxes. And I'm like, who the heck are you guys? What are you doing in front of my door? And who are you talking about? But my grandpa was able to explain it, standing right next to me. And I saw how much love my family had for Jesus, how much they devoted their time, their life, everything they did, bringing people into our home that were struggling with addiction and stuff like that. And, I wanted to be like my grandpa. I wanted them to be proud of me, so I gave my life to Christ in that moment. Not knowing what it was, I was baptized probably almost a year later. I was 8 years old, 2nd grade. Like we were talking, you guys are lucky. You guys got a heated pool. I did not. The heaters were off, folks. It was freezing. And I literally, my pastor, Pastor Monty, was like, "Do you accept Jesus Christ?" Yes, I do. As a little kid, but my life was a blessing from God. The family I was given. My dad was a single parent. He was a firefighter. He gave his life to just this world. And he gave his life for me and my older sister and my younger sister as well. He worked so hard to take us out, took 2 weeks off every summer, and spent every moment with us. Every time he scolded me, he would get on his hands and knees crying, after he'd spank me. He'd just say, "You know what? I hate scolding you, but I'm just trying to make you the best man you can possibly be." In 2011, I lost my grandfather from non-smoker's lung cancer. He went through chemo and radiation for a year, still had a cough that it was so uncontrollable, his face would go purple. So we're like, hey, we gotta check this out. And he got diagnosed with 3 months left to live. Broke my heart. So as a junior in high school, the head of my high school ministry, I ended up walking 5 miles every day after school to go take care of him, to change his oxygen tanks. Just anything I could to get that time with him. 10 months later, my dad passed away on Halloween morning at 45 years old with blood clots. Wrecked me. In that moment, my walk with God was destroyed. I lost my trust in him, and I couldn't understand why you would take a sober, loving human that just cared for everyone, that would bring his softball mates that were going through addictions and going through hard times in their life, and he would bring them into their home, into our dinner table, and say, as long as you do what you need to do to better your life, everything's okay. And man, that hurt. And and then I got forced to move away from my grandmother, that when he passed away, she was going through uterus cancer, and I was taking care of her. So at 18 years old, I had to drop out of high school. I had to get a job. I was stuck with a crystal meth user uncle that was her caregiver, that was spending all her money on the 1st and 15th of the month, taking her rent money and spending it on his drugs and what he needed. So I had to quit school and get a job, and I had to take care of my grandmother. And it was one of the hardest things I had to do. And so when I was forced to move to Orange County and all that responsibility got taken off my shoulders, I ran. I ran in anger for 29 now, so 11 years. And it was probably the hardest 11 years of my life. And then when I was 28, I tried to get sober, and I moved out to Washington to get sober. and I would get 90 days, and I couldn't do it. I I just don't know what was going on, but I couldn't get sober, and I didn't know why. But I ended up probably at the lowest point of my life. I did what I did best. I wrote my own songs for all of my family's funerals, and I sang it. My prayers are songs. Talking to just the air for me does not work. It really does not. I'm one of those sense guys, but being able to sing and really, opening your heart and giving everything you have with a gift that's like, I'm a third generation singer. He blessed my family with singing. And I met God where I knew where to meet him. And in that moment, because I literally was going to be homeless. I had nowhere to go, and I didn't know where to go to stay sober. And I was hitting 87 days. And I literally I sang a song, and he answered. The moment that song ended, I got a call off my cell phone saying there was an open bed. If that's not God, I don't know what is. I'm literally sitting on a bridge, singing to the air with trains flying by underneath me and just freaking out and, but pouring out my heart. And he's blessed me ever since I've been there. There was an instructor that showed up 2 weeks after I got there that literally is one of my mentors nowadays. He's 70-something years old, kicking it strong. This guy's running faster than I am, and I'm a runner. But so it's just such a blessing to be in a house. That word faith has been hitting me strong, and just in this beautiful home of God, we were praying about disciples. And for disciples, to be a disciple, walking in faith is one of the biggest things you have to do. You go to Galatians 5, and it talks about, walking in the Spirit and letting the Spirit guide you. Well, patience is one of those things, and I'm horrible in patience. I've made plenty of awards in my jobs and everything, and, when I want something, I want it now, and I ain't going to wait. But being in a house for 6 months, literally today is my end of my 6th month, and tomorrow is the start of my 7th. He's really shown me that I want to be a kingdom disciple. And through all these hard things that he's put in my life, he's shown me that I can conquer it. I can do the impossible with him. And he's shown me that through people, every single one of us in this room, we are his solution to the problems of the world. Because without problems, there is no purpose. And that's just a beautiful thing. He's given me back my voice, my breath. I'm writing songs again. This is probably song number 8 or 9. He's given me back dreams, a vision for my life. He's given me back the love of community, of people. You talk about anger, like Jake said. When I first moved here, the first 3 months, I got into 5 physical altercations in the first 2 months, and then 3 in the last month. And I wouldn't stop until I saw blood somewhere. I was so angry. I would punch the ground. I would punch walls. I was just a wrecking ball of destruction. And he's literally taken a heart of stone and turned it to a heart of flesh. Probably the biggest crier in this house. And it's just such a blessing to really, recover, which recovery is going back to a place of being the child you were before all the pain and the suffering hit your life. So The song is it's about faith and just walking in faith, and really just no matter what anyone else in this room thinks of you, or when you walk out these doors, no matter what's hit you in life, just trust in Him, be with Him, and know that He'll get you through it.